involved. So I can talk a little bit about American Craft Week, which is a project that we partnered with Wendy's Group, or Rosa Group, and American Style Magazine. And as you're thinking about events and how to market your store, I hope you'll think about participating in American Craft Week. It's a nationwide kind of coordinated series of events during the first full week of October, which this year is the 7th to the 16th. And as a bunch of us are talking about our own thing, I'm going to start out talking about what somebody else has done for American Craft Week. North Carolina, Grovewood Gallery, Sherry Masters, took a leading role in kind of organizing American Craft Week events in North Carolina. And they did an organizing meeting where they pulled together about 60 galleries, museums, artist studios, a whole bunch of things. This is some of their coordinating marketing materials that they put together and the media coverage they got. So the Power of American Craft Week is it's a national effort where we're doing national coordinated PR to get national media coverage with a bunch of assistance provided by Rosen for our public relations. In Asheville, the concentrated regional thing that they do has gotten a tremendous amount of media coverage in the North Carolina area. They got a proclamation from the governor of North Carolina declaring it American Craft Week in North Carolina, and a similar proclamation from the mayor of Asheville. Altogether, I think they had 60 participants, but there were multiple events. So I think altogether there were over 100 events in Western North Carolina. It was amazing, and what it did for that community was raise the awareness of the broad public of, oh my goodness, what craft is to our regional economy is incredible. It pulled in a whole bunch of additional tourism traffic, and was a very powerful thing for them. And for those who weren't already aware of how important craft was to the economy of Western North Carolina, they sure know now. I'll flip through these. These are in a little bit uncertain order from my perspective, but they got some great newspaper coverage. There were multiple magazines. They collaborated to do a postcard. And the postcard didn't necessarily list everything, but it had a sampling of events, and then it said go to. And they had a page on Experience Asheville's website, so the city's tourism website. And it was a whole page, it was all American Craft Week events that they could then update continually. So in all the different locations that had events during that week, there was that postcard that was handed out, and the names and locations of the participating venues was on there. So it was a great collaborative effort. So please stop by the craft retailers booth that's out in the main hall. We'll have brochures like this, and you can learn about participating. One thing that we did in my store in particular was a promotional event that we called Ceramics Makeover during American Craft Week. And we told our customers that they could bring in one piece of imported, mass-produced ceramics that had to be in good condition, and they could turn it in for a 25% discount on a new piece of ceramics. And the donated pieces went to a women's shelter that's one of our neighbors, our business neighbors across the street, Women's Advocates, that does a fabulous job of helping women who are in abusive situations with children escape and start a new life, and a lot of them are starting with absolutely nothing. I mean, they don't have spoons.
So what did you call this event?
We called it Ceramics Makeover. We started out calling it had a couple of names. We started out calling it Cash for Clunkers, and then we thought, well, you know, that's kind of been done. But it was really funny. And this picture, and then we took, a lot of what people were bringing in were mugs. So we asked people if we could take their pictures, we called them mug shots with their before and their after. And that's where we came with the Ceramics Makeover. So this is Kristen Macklin, is the executive director of the Minnesota Museum of American Art. And she brought in this mug that was a gift to her from her host family in Norway circa 1972. You can see the lovely 1970s color scheme there. And she traded it in for a discount on a mug by Jason Trebs, a local ceramic artist. It turned out to be far more successful than we thought. We thought it was kind of a hokey thing, but kind of a good hook. People loved it. And then they want to know, are you going to do it for handbags? So now we're coming up with other ideas.
Okay, so what are the names of the handbags?
The handbags one scares me because all women have a closet full of about 20 old handbags that they want to get rid of. I don't think I want to go there. But the ceramics I liked. Word to maybe next year. These were some of the lovely pieces that were turned in. The rules were they had to be in good condition and functional because they were actually going to a charity. Whatever the women's shelter didn't want, we took to Goodwill. They took most of it. These are photos of some of the events in Western North Carolina. So my apologies for these being kind of out of order, but these were shots from some events that were going on there. And this is the postcard that they put out, where they used, there's some common marketing materials provided from American Craft Week. So if you sign up, it's a $25 fee. that helps us offset the cost of maintaining a central website where we list all of the events, and then there's a bunch of marketing resources you can use. There's logos, there's some standard press releases that you can take and customize to your own purposes, and some suggestions and ideas for events. This was the back side of the postcard that North Carolina did that highlighted the scope of the events, but didn't necessarily list all of them, and said go to exploreasheville.com, and that's where they listed all of them on an ongoing basis. And these are some examples of the press coverage that they got. There was a big open studio tour involved. They had this handout in the Chamber of Commerce in downtown Asheville that listed all the events. They just got an amazing amount of coverage for it. So consider participating, stuff like that.
Great, thank you. Now, another thing that we've done this year that I don't know how many of you are participating in or not, how many of you have got a listing now on artstravel.com that you know of? Great. We're doing cultural tourism promotion through artstravel.com, which will be connected to American Style Magazine, so that when people look at the article on Asheville, they can click and get all the current listings of the galleries in Asheville. And so, Joel Bobek is working on that, our webmaster, and it's really, really exciting. So stop by the publishing booth and learn more about that. And so now we're going to go to Mike Stutland.
I can jump in with one last thing.
Yes.
Craft Week, it is $25 to participate. If you're a member of the Craft Retailers and Artists for Tomorrow, it's free.
I'm Mike Stutland. I own Artique Galleries. We actually have 3 galleries in Lexington, Kentucky. This is our 30th year in business. One of the things that I've done, I think that's possibly a little bit unique, is that I started with marketing, not advertising, as being the most important way of getting our name out there, being a small store. We started with 850 square feet. We now have, I don't know, about 12,000 square feet total. We're in a convention center with our flagship store. It's a center that has a Radisson, well actually it just changed to a Hilton, and a Hyatt Regency, and a 24,000 seat auditorium where the University of Kentucky plays basketball. And it's the convention center, so it's our civic center. To me, Civic Center says people. That's what it is. It's a people center. Our newest location that we opened in 1996 is an entertainment retail complex with the main anchor store being the #1 independent bookstore in the United States. We actually now have bookend stores at the front entrance of this center. The name of that center is Lexington Green, and I help both the Convention Center and Lexington Green to work on their marketing concepts. And what I did with Lexington Green is I said, you're already saying that you're a green complex. So what we did was to try to embrace everything that young people and people of my age and beyond all ages are starting to look at as being important. You know, taking care of the environment, the community, and